Good morning, children. Welcome to biology class. Today, we are going to discuss about the interesting topic sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is a method of reproduction where fusion of gametes takes place by a process called fertilization. Fertilization may occur either outside of the body of the female organism or inside of the female organism. If the fertilization occurs outside of the female organism, it is known as the external fertilization. If the fertilization occurs inside of the female body, it is called as the internal fertilization. External fertilization is common in aquatic animals like most of the fishes and amphibians. The female lays a vast number of eggs in water and the male releases millions of sperms on them. As the chance of fertilization is controlled by the nature, which occurs externally, hence it is inevitable to produce a vast number of eggs and sperms. After laying the eggs and the sperms, they will incubate in under the sea, under the water, and after the incubation period, the span will come out from the eggs. While talking about the placental mammals, especially human beings, special reproductive organs have been developed in males and females to carry out the reproduction. Let us study them in detail. Humans are dioecious organs, means male and female individuals are separate. Hence, they are two different gamete producers. Male gametes are the sperms which can move and motile. Female gametes are ovum which can't move and non-motile. In humans, fertilization is internal in female reproductive system and female give birth to new individuals. Dear children, let us discuss male reproductive system in detail. Male reproductive system, see this picture and find out the parts. This picture shows the external male reproductive system, which shows the testes, seminal ducts and seminal vessels, accessory glands and penis. In males, reproductive system also called as the urinogenital system because The reproductive system carries the sperms and the excretory wastes like urine also. That's why it is also known as the urinogenital system. In males, reproductive capacity is starts with the puberty at the age of 13 and it is continues till the throughout their lives, but it is decreases with the age. Let us discuss the reproductive parts of male in detail. The most important part of the male reproductive system is testes. Testes are the most important parts because the male gametes, sperms, the male gametes are known as sperms. Sperms are produced in testes. That's why it is most important parts. Every male have the two testes. Every male have the two testes. They are located outside the abdominal cavity within a pouch called scrotum. In each testis, highly coiled seminiferous tubules are present. The sperms are produced in these tubules by meiosis in very large numbers, hundreds of millions. So, male sex hormones like testosterone is also produced in testes. Think why testes are located outside the abdominal cavity? Yes, the scrotum helps in maintaining low temperature of testes. It is necessary for sperm formation. Actually, sperms are produced at the low temperatures. If the temperature is high, the sperm will be die. So, to maintain the low temperatures, the testes are located outside the body. The scrotum will help to lower the body temperature 2 to 2.5 centigrades. The second most important part of a male reproductive systems are tubules. Here, tubules are divided as vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vasa deferentia, and ejaculatory duct and urethra. Urethra is belongs to excretory system, but it is also used to passage the sperms. That's why we are mentioned here. In this vasa efferentia is the seminiferous tubules open into the vasa efferentia. They carry sperms into the epididymis. The produced sperms travel through these ducts and finally reach the seminal vessels and through the urethra. Sperms undergo maturation and get nutrition and acquire the fertilization capacity inside these tubules. Epididymis is the one of the most important part. It is one in each side of the testis. The vasa efferentia open into the epididymis, which is a highly coiled tube located along the posterior side of the testis. Sperms are stored in this epididymis. And next one is vasa deferentia. From each epididymis arises vasa deferentia, which ascends to the abdominal cavity, looping around the ureter. This vasa deferentia connects the testes into the seminal vessels. Seminal vessels, they are open into the vasa deferentia. They produce seminal fluid. It is the source of energy for sperms when they are outside the body. In male reproductive system, along through the structural parts, there are 5 important glands are present in the system. These important glands are nothing but seminal vessels, prostate gland and Cowper's gland. Seminal vessels are 2 and prostate gland is 1 and Cowper's gland is 2. So totally there are 5 glands present in the male reproductive system. What is the function of these glands? All these glands secrete various fluids that provide nutrition to the sperms. They also provide medium for the sperms to travel through the tubules and the ejaculation. These secretions and sperms are called semen. Only the secretions of these accessory glands is called as the seminal plasma. Urethra is also one of the most important part of the male reproductive system. It transports not only urine but also sperms. That's why it is also called as the urinogenital duct. The part of urethra called as penis which transfers the sperms into the female reproductive tract. The sperms are produced in seminiferous tubules of testes and pass through the vasa efferentia, epididymis, vasa deferentia, ejaculatory duct, and urethra and penis. Let us discuss the structural details of the male gametophyte, the sperm. The sperm have the three main parts. One is head, second one is middle piece, and third one is tail. Okay, first one is head have the a cap-like structure at the top of the head, which is called as the acrosome. It helps the sperm in penetrating into the ovum in the middle of the head. In the middle of the head, a male nucleus is present, which carries the genetical information of the father. It fuses with the female nucleus and gives the zygote. Head and middle pieces are attached by the neck. In middle pieces, we can observe small dot-like structures. They are nothing but mitochondria. These mitochondria of middle piece produce the energy for the movement of the sperm. And the third part of the sperm is tail. The tail propels and the tail helps to propel the sperm. The fluids secreted from the seminal vessels, prostate glands, and the Cowper glands, collectively called as the seminal plasma. The seminal plasma stored in the seminal vessels. These seminal vessels and the seminal plasma along with the sperm is called as semen. The sperm The sending out of semen from male's body is called ejaculation. From normal fertility, 60% of the sperm should have normal shape and size, and 40% of them must have vigorous motility. Then only the sperm have the capacity to fertilize the ovum. Men produce sperms from the age of 13 or 14 years and can go on doing so most of their lives, although their power to do so decreases as they grow older. With the help of the ejaculation, the sperm is deposited into the female reproductive tract and the sperm is highly motile. That's why it is propelled into the female reproductive tract and reaches the ova. And when it is reaches the ova, millions of sperms are surrounded the ovum and they try to fertilize the ovum. Dear children, this is about the male reproductive system. Okay, we will meet in another session with another topic. Thank you.